you're all over social media, not only for the win, but some things that were going in that cage. We'll get to that. But first, I want to congratulate you on your fifth victory for the Bellator organization.
Thank you, thank you. How you doing, Steve? Thank you for having me today. Finally, we get to catch up again.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to get a word with you, Cam. Probably the biggest fight of your career, your fifth fight for Bellator. You're fighting an undefeated guy that I think they were high on, looking for this young guy to kind of blast off, and you kind of destroyed that party, man. Let's talk about this fight and how you feel about your performance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Feeling amazing. We stuck to the game plan, and we accomplished the goal. Yes, it was the biggest winner probably of my career, especially against the big, tough opponent, against Kyle. Everybody backed him up. The odds were against me. Everyone was against me, literally. Nobody but my team and myself that believed probably that I will win that fight. And I was very confident.
Well, Cameron, this was your fifth fight for Bellator. You had 4 wins for them. I think Kyle had 2 fights. He was 2-0. Why do you think you were the underdog, or why were you thinking people were betting against you? Since, I mean, you've done nothing but kill people in there.
I guess first his resume is coming being an All-American, 2-time All-American, and I think it was a Big Ten 2-time champion wrestler, D1 wrestler, which everybody hates fighting against a wrestler these days. Then second thing, he's been training with one of the top dogs out there in AKA, with, Khabib, DC, and all that. And he was a big guy for the for Bellator. They were definitely building him up, and he had a lot of big names backing him up, like DC, and watching him, and other big names. And I believe he's one of the managers, and one of the big guys that go for him is Crazy Bob Cooker, one that actually found one of the founders of AKA. So.
Well, you've been trying to get back on that Bellator stage. I mean, trying to get UFC contender. You get to the Bellator the 5th time, man. What were you expecting to do in there? You're facing this wrestler. You've been in there. You've faced wrestlers before. You have not lost a fight, Cameron, and since 4 years, over 4 years, you have not lost a fight. Your confidence must have been going there. Did you know something we didn't? Did you have a game plan knowing that you were gonna come out with your hand raised here?
So yeah, my biggest goal, my biggest support was I had a spiritual. I want to say support. I believe that God was on my side, and the most important, that was it. And then my teammates, my team, my family, everybody supported me, even though this was probably one of the worst fight camps I ever had, because we couldn't find gym, we couldn't find a place to train, we couldn't find teammates to train. Everybody with the COVID were worried not to get sick, which completely understand. But thank God I had 3-4 people that stuck around me. Whenever it was good for me, they made it happen. The times, actually, we made it around 8-9 o'clock, perfectly fitting the fight time. And they would sacrifice their family time and come and push me during that hard time. It was literally, I had 1 or 2 guys that were training with me, which, I say quality over quantity,
Well, it showed through in your fight, Cameron. Cameron, talking us through this fight, first round, the whole fight, you were keeping the center of the ring. He was circling out. He didn't want to engage with you. It was more, he's waiting for you to come to him. A lot of great leg kicks, a lot of nice body shots. You were mixing it up very well in there. What did you feel fighting him? And, where was your edge in that fight? And where did you feel that you were taking it over?
Definitely, I knew that he didn't want to engage, like you said. He didn't want to get that power shots. My edge, I would say that I was very confident in there. I was the one that saying that, hey, let's stand in the middle and let's brawl. And he didn't want that. He didn't want to go into, I saw his interviews when he mentioned saying that, his wrestling is nowhere nearby. I agree. He got 15 years of great wrestling, but I'm not a first grader here with wrestling. I've been wrestling, it's a different level of wrestling on his end, but hey, there's a difference between MMA and wrestling.
Exactly.
Maybe he was, he was confident about his wrestling, but not the MMA wrestling. And yeah, the edge was that I was very confident. Either it goes to the ground. I knew that I had I want to say, arsenal in my background with jiu-jitsu from Team Link BJJ. And if it goes to stand up, I had that, I was just waiting for the one punch knockout. But, the guy, he knew what he was doing. He didn't want to get engaged. He kept backing up. And that's one point where it pissed me off. I was like, hey, he hit me once. I'm like, do it again.
Well, Cameron, in the first round, it looked like he might have hit you, and you kind of did the same thing with, like, you put your chest out, like, let's go. Did he hit you a little bit, and you kind of enjoyed it and said, let's go?
Yeah, he got me with the kick. The very first off, I think it was maybe first minute or something. He kicked me nice. I blocked, but he still got me. And then he punched me a couple of good clean shots. First round, I gave him 100%. And when he kicked me and got a punch, hey, people that train with me and spar with me, they know I get motivated when I get punched. It sounds stupid, but that's how it is. I get motivated. I was just going to drop my hands and go be like, yeah, let's go. And then I heard my corners yelling, no, Cameron, no, to the game. Okay, let's back up now.
Well, it happened again in that fight, Cameron. You put your hands down. He had a free couple of shots on you, and he did it, and it scared the daylights out of him, it seemed like, because you really didn't flinch much, and you wanted more of it, and you ended up stalking him. Talk us what's going through your mind when that happened, and you saw his reaction after it.
Yeah, it was definitely, like I said, people that train with me, they know me. I do this, not to be cocky, not to disencourage and somebody saying that, oh, I'm better or something. No, it's just me. That's how I am. And when I get punched there and he threw his best punch, and I was like, that's it. Let's go. I was like, I want some more, but that was another thing that if he's gonna keep throwing those, and I'm gonna go for my shot, which was, he didn't want to do it. After 1-2, he was like, oh shoot, it doesn't look like I damaged him. He keep walking towards me, so that's when he goes backing up. And honestly, I've been saying to myself, I've been following one thing. It's definitely that. I think from the what's it called, that movie, the Rocky. I think it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and you keep moving forward. So that was that moment that I got hit pretty good, but I ate it and I just kept walking. Just motivated me to fight even more, stand up. But my I think everybody, including him, ref, my corner, his corner, everybody panicked that moment, except me.
You knew what you were doing because you've done it many times in training camp, as you said. When it came to the decision, what was going through your head? You never wanted to go to decision. They were high on this kid. Everyone was betting against you. What was going through your mind at that point?
Honestly, all I did is I prayed. In my inside, I was just praying, asking God, whatever is better, be the better outcome. I don't want to get the W and maybe, who knows, something bad happens afterwards, or maybe if it was a L for me, which I didn't even think about it. But if God's plan was the L, I said, hey, I believe in God's plan, and I definitely believe in God's plan is better for me than what I think is better for me.
Excellent.
I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't worried. I wasn't thinking that, hey, I lost that fight. It was a clear win, and I believe that judges saw the fight actually the same way that everybody else saw.
Exactly. Rewatching that fight, you see little things that you didn't see at the first, when you watched it live. Cameron, you did a lot in that cage. You held the center of the cage. You made him run around. You picked him apart, looking fabulous in there where you stand up, your body punches, your kicks, and your just aggression toward him. Cameron, you're 5-0 in the Bellator cage now. You took out, beat one of their rising stars. They were hoping that he got his hand raised. What do you think's next for you? Are you hoping for a Bellator contract, or are you just letting your management do the talking, and you'll see what comes for you next?
I say I do my part, and the pros do their part. So my part is train and fight, and I let the management, one of the best out there for Tyson career, and the top game management take care of the rest.
What's your timeline? You healthy? You ready to go? Like, what do you
Yeah.
think? What do you think your timeline is?
I'm looking to. I was going back and forth with Tyson right before this, maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. I'm ready to go. I just needed this couple of days off to spend with my time, and I have a baby, so I was like, give me like 3-5 days. I'm back in the gym. I'll be grinding again, and hopefully I called out for end of the October 29th. But sounds like so far we don't have anything. Maybe the November 16th they have something. So I'm there. I want to go right back in there. I don't like being laid off. It's been almost 13 months, 14 months since my last fight. I don't like those. My plan was to have at least 3-4 fights in 2020. As we saw, the 2020 had great surprises for us.
Well, hopefully you'll get that one toward the end of the year, Cameron. You can kind of call your own shots, Tyson and you. I mean, you can negotiate a real good fight the next one. I mean, heading into Bellator, 5th fight. I mean, actually 6th fight, and you're just doing it great in there, Cameron. Thank you so much for the time. I know you're out celebrating with the family and getting some time with them. Last thing, my friend, shout outs, anything you want to say, and last words before I let you go.
Yes, shout out to all my Team Link family, starting from Marco Alvin, Jason Franklin, Marco Alvin's family, giving that guy to me 24/7. He spent more time with me than with his family. Jason Franklin is always there. Thank you to all the gyms that let me train. I can't remember everyone's name. It's Rivera Boxing in Springfield. It's Yayo's gym. It's boxing gym. All the boxing guys that helped me get ready for this. Another big shout out to my guys, John and Ricky Viruet, two great wrestlers. Thank you guys. You guys made me better. You guys actually had a big chunk of the W on me. Mizam Tamaradze, Abbas Tamaradze, Murat Usmanov, the guys that helped me, and Hassan Usmanov, the guys that helped me. At 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we trained even at 11 p.m. Because we couldn't find any place to train, and we had to open some place brought some mats in, and it was just a random room that we could train at night. Those guys, man, they were there from day one. The days that I lost amateur fights, I had days that I had bad days, I couldn't probably throw punches or wrestle. They've been there from day one. Especially one of the biggest guys out there that brought me to the game was Mike Oakes. Brought me to Jason Franklin about 12 years, 10 years ago when it all started. And since then, Jason Franklin been stuck to my side. He is my ninja. And then he brought me to Team Link, and Marco Alvin believed in me, and since then we've been a family, nothing but a family. Thanks to a big shout out to Salon 101, cryotherapy. It's in Worcester, guys. Every pro athlete should do cryo before their competition and after. And another big shout out to Crew Cryotherapy in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Thank you guys. You guys helped me a lot. You guys helped me prepare for this fight, and the weight cut was the best weight cut I ever had. It was the biggest weight cut. Maybe I'm not gonna release any numbers, but it was the healthiest weight cut I ever had. I want to say thank you for my family that they supported me throughout this hell. When I diet, when I go through the freaking camp, I become grumpy, man. I'm old already and grumpy, but when I diet, nobody wants to be around me. But thanks to my mom, my dad, my wife, my sister-in-law, and my brother. They stuck around me. They told me just focus on your fight, just don't worry about anything else. And they helped me a lot with all this diet, food, and getting ready. And thank you for having me all the time, putting my voice, Dominican MMA, New England MMA, Steve. Thanks a lot, my man.
Awesome, my man. Hey, dude, I've been, watching you a long time. I knew this was going to be coming for you. You'd finally get your shine, and you're getting it now. You're firing on all cylinders. It's your time, Cameron. You're 5-0. You're doing it in the Bellator. You defeated one of their guys, man. Big things for you, man. And I'm proud of you, and so is New England and everyone else for you, man. And we can't wait for that next appearance in that Bellator cage, man. So, Cameron, enjoy your dinner tonight, man, and thanks for the time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure always being on your show, and nothing but respect.